So Spend the Night, which you just performed.
Yes.
How's that for an intro? Is actually a couple years old, right?
Yeah, that actually is from my first album, which was produced by Adam Blackstone. He was in the Roots, and then he left to go do even bigger things. Like, he's the musical director for Maroon 5 and Demi Lovato and a lot of great, wonderful bands and artists. And he also was a judge on last season's The Voice on NBC.
Really?
So it was really cool to be able to work with him on my first album. He just is a really experienced producer and has a really incredible ear. So he produced that song with me. I wrote the song and he produced it. And I have my own music publishing company, and I've been doing a lot of writing for film and TV. And my day job, I actually work in advertising for Yes
Wow.
as a
You're good.
I know, isn't this like?
You're good.
I hope my bosses like realize how smooth I am.
I want to superimpose like a jingle over this, like doo-doo-doo.
I know. Well, we'll have to talk about budget first. So, but yeah, so so I've been doing a lot of writing for produce and compose ads as well. And I knew people at HBO, and I'd been talking to them about potentially using my music for a song. But kind of a year later, after I'd met some people from HBO, I got this email out of the blue from a music supervisor saying she was working on this new show with Lena Dunham and Judd Apatow, and could she use my song "Spend the Night?" And I was like, wait a sec, is this one of my friends playing a really mean joke on me? Because, I don't know, I'd never heard of this person before, and I didn't know if it was legit, and it totally was legit. Mm-hmm. And it was just really cool. I'd been a huge fan of Lena Dunham. She did this movie, Tiny Furniture.
Yeah, well,
that's
what I was going for. There's tiny chairs there. I was going for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going for Tiny
Lena,
Furniture.
if you're watching.
It was actually inspired by this.
Yeah, I brought that in today.
This
just
is an
for
ode to Lena Dunham and Tiny Furniture.
Yeah.
And I just think she's really brilliant, and she speaks to a lot of young women. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what I was talking about with Mary's Son, how that's kind of about the majority of experiences young women have with men. Isn't like I fell in love and everything's wonderful, or I'm heartbroken because I fell in love. And most of the time it's like, you have stumbling blocks in relationships and just generally with life. And especially if you're an artistic person, it's like, I went to a good school, and afterwards everyone was, going to the finance route or doing something very traditional, and it's really hard to try to pursue a creative field, both in the sense financially making money, but also just emotionally feeling the need to justify yourself to other people. People look at you, and when you say you're a songwriter, and they're like, what do you, come on,
right.
What do you really
What's
do?
your day job, right? Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely related to that show. This is a really long-winded answer.
It's totally fine. I mean, the bottom line is, I watched a couple episodes of Girls, and there's, no doubt about it that she's, brilliant, but I think they should just call that show Guys Are Dicks, because there's, not one nice guy on that show.
No, but Adam totally evolves, though.
He's still an asshole.
But no, because I feel like what I love about the show is because it was getting a lot of slack for men being, not represented in a good light. But I feel like when she kind of tells him that she wants to be in a relationship, he says, you just come over and basically sleep with me and leave. And that's kind of what you've seen so far. He is kind of not more as well-rounded as you would like him to be, because you're just seeing him through her perspective, I think. Am I saying something wrong?
No, someone should open the door.
Oh, some's trying to come in.
Yeah, it's the CIA.
They're after me. Someone's trying.
Everyone, quick, under the piano.
Well, but guys kind of are dicks, right?
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, guys are assholes anyway. So
yeah,
I mean,
you talked about the 25% of relationships that are good versus the 75% that aren't. That might just be a reflection.
That's what I learned from going to Barnard.
populace.
Okay, I'm not trying to say that women are better, but I am trying to say that women are better.
They are, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So, but yeah, I think, towards the end, he does, he confesses his love. That's like the finale, which my song was on. He confesses his love for her, and she just doesn't really react in the way that he wants.
Just like in Star Wars, but the other way.
Yeah.
It is true. If I had $1 for every time Girls gets referenced with Star Wars, I'd have $1.
Yeah.
But so this tune got used in a pretty racy scene, right?
Yeah, so there's this really neurotic Jewish girl named Shoshana, who I guess I also share some qualities with. And I talk very fast, so all through this interview, I'm like, Abby, slow down, you're talking. And so the whole season, she's been a virgin, and this is something that's really embarrassing for her, and, you know, she feels like she needs to, in order to feel like a woman and mature person, she really wants to get it over with. Mm-hmm. And so my song plays right as this other character is about to make a mistake with this really kind of gross guy. She grabs this gross guy to kiss him, and then it switches to this other scene of Shoshana in bed for the first time. And my song, like, starts playing, and it plays for a decent amount of time. It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds or something. So it was a...
Which, in the scheme of losing your virginity, is that...
It's exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds.